Good morning, campers. Ranger Rick here, ready to start the day. With some jumping jacks, a fine piece of toast, and a random choice from the pure dark gallery. The infinite abyss that is MS-DOS. Long before the advent of Flappy Bird, us humans had floppy disks. You crazy millennials probably only use the word floppy to describe dicks and soggy waffles. MS-DOS, or Microsoft Disk Operating System, as it's never referred, is an operating system for x86-based personal computers, mostly developed by Microsoft. It was wow, when did Wikipedia become so boring? Look, it was an old shitty system built for old shitty computers to play old shitty video games. So let's play some old shitty video games. Now this here is Donkey. The game itself is actually called Donkey. It was argued to be the first game ever created for the OS, so you have to give them some credit. $20 says you won't guess who helped make this. Bill Gates, motherfucker. Yeah. Mystery House, 1980. This is a tricky game. Now, you most likely campers won't beat this one without a walkthrough. You're trapped in a house with a bunch of stick figures who slowly get murdered until you find some hidden gold and then get the fuck out of there. I'm not gonna pretend that this is easy to play, and well, it's hard to ignore the fact that the world looks like it was drawn in with neon crayon by a demon-possessed toddler. The truth is, Mystery House was the first adventure game ever created with graphics. Without it, you wouldn't have your King's Quest, or your Space Quest, or your Questing Quest. That being said, it pioneered adventure games to the future, and created Sierra itself. Now, let us move on. Wizard's Castle, 1981. A text adventure. Nope, next. Yeah, you got your Q*bert clone, your Pac-Man clone, your Snake clone, your clone. Yeah, basically if you could play it in an arcade, you could play it now on your computer. Apparently, original content was hard to find even back then. I mean, now that I sit here in solemn contemplation, I realize that most of these games have been created simply for the novelty. That is the fact that they can make them easier now. But what I want as a scout and as a human being is something that ignites a spark. Get the joke? It's a flame. Something more memorable, with story. Something like Mystery House, but better. Well, what was the next game they made? Dun dun! Wizard and the Princess. Now this is a game I could get into. I think we should play this one through. Alright, campers, here we are in the world of Serenia. Now, the scout guide will tell you how exactly you should handle one of these fellas, and that's not to grab him by the business end. You want to grab him by the tail, cause then he can't bite you, duh. Here's Rick's tip number 1. Whenever you find a rock in the wild, you want to make sure there ain't no scorpion behind it. My mama, she can make a great scorpion stew. If you ever get yourself lost in the desert, first thing you should do is taste the sand. I went and sent that snake to snake heaven. Well, there's a cracker. As I peer into the snake's nest, it seems there's an outlet. I see a plug-in. Now my scout instincts tell me that I will not be able to jump this cliff, but I can give it a go. Take a number 2. He's got the new eye apple there. That joke wasn't funny. I hope you don't laugh at that. I take back everything I ever said about that gnome. Maybe I have to be more specific about where I put my stick. It also reminds me of a clown funhouse, which terrifies me. You know those ones where the walls spin, but the platform you're standing on stays still? So when you're standing still, the world's moving around you and you feel like you're gonna vomit or hurl up your lunch. Anyways, here's a lion. That being said, there is something terrifying about a large-handed gnome. I know most lions prefer the taste of human, Well, good news is we've got a rowboat to go wherever the hell we want to go. Bad news is there's a hole in the boat, of course. You see, campers, if you didn't know, drinking seawater can actually make you go insane. It's certainly not the salt, because I tell you, I drink a lot of salt water, recreationally for fun. If that isn't a clear sign of treasure, I don't know what is. At this point, I have stopped questioning anything in this world. Why would they make a game that you can't even explore? Yeah, what am I supposed to do? Just kill myself now? Well, campers, we had some good times tonight. I think it's about time I tucker myself in and go to sleep. I hope you enjoyed watching and you share this video with all your friends and your family and little critters. Good night. It's Rick Retro rhyme time. Words are hard to find a rhyme. If you've got a beat, that's fine, but you are running out of time. I'm white. Rick Retro.